Hey, how you doing? And I'm having breakfast with my good friend Francis. He makes the best blueberry pancake. I was going to show them to you, but I ate them already. Right? Have a nice coffee. And 28 seconds into it. So what do I owe you, Francis?
Okay. Copy.
Uh,
2286.
okay. Whoops. So how many grandkids you got now? How many grandkids do you have now?
4.
4.
Yeah. Only one child for one daughter Mary.
Right. And how old are they now?
Older one went to George Washington.
Oh, that's a good school.
Second year for international relay.
Right. Following your daddy's footsteps.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll stick one of those in there.
Good to see you.
And the youngest, how's the youngest? How old?
Our youngest one is 7th grade.
So do they come and visit you?
Yeah, the
Summertime?
couple weeks ago. They come in spring break.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is a great place to come and visit.
Oh yeah, Roanoke. I love Roanoke.
Well, you know, the parkway is just right there.
Yeah.
There's rivers and lakes and all kinds of
Yeah, you
fun.
went to other town, but I think I love it.
Oh, like I said, there's no other place like Roanoke. You can warm me up there.
Yeah.
Warm me up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You need a top?
I got it. There you go.
Thank
Thank you.
you. You just leave.
Yep. I'm gonna stick around a little bit. Should I hand this to you? Or put it up here?
Over there.
Over there. There we go. So anyway, I did a nice long show last night, and there's a complaint about I did something, right? And like I played somebody's music, but I didn't play anything. The only music played was that John came down and said something to the hockey puck, and then they played it, and I walked over to it and said stop. Right? So and it was in a foreign language, so I have no idea. Right? And again, John goes through his complaints. I want my children back. I want to go to California. I can't stand living here. Well, I mean, as I said to Francis, a beautiful place, really nice. John's got it solid. He's got this beautiful castle on top of the hill. And if he would, there is a spiritual essence to that place like no other place. That's why I'm still alive. So, that's how I lost 260 pounds. And so anyway. So this is my attempt at trying to get John. Again, if you watched that the long-edged video, it had lots of stuff in it, right? It had John, again, throwing me out, but, I said, oh, John, I'm not going anywhere until you can get a life, And I'll leave by Valentine's Day, right? Because that's a good time. And then I would be able to help him do everything, but he complains, you just have the floor. I mean, he always finds an excuse, right, to blame other people. And again, he is such a canary in a coal mine. I mean, that's what we all do. We, not just him, we all do that. We all complain. I mean, look at the Ukraine and Russia. Basically, whether the two Vlads realize it, meaning that they're in cahoots with the hidden hand, and because the new, already the world's population is incarcerated by the unipolar transnational corporate state, and it has been such, since Babylon, but it's getting more and more since the new millennium, and since 2012, there is, it's all right in our face. We can't hide. We can't. I mean, before we just, we believe what the government tells us, So, and they don't really tell us much, right? And in the 1870s, basically, the United States became. I mean, there's the three legs of the stool of the unipolar corporate state, right? And one is the Vatican, right? The Holy Roman Empire, right? The Vatican actually has its own seat in the United Nations. It's like, you got to be kidding me, right? Then the next is the city of London, that owns and controls all of the capital, right? And they have none of it, right? But that's what you get with a reptile family at the helm. And the third is they turned the District of Columbia as a mystic war zone, right? And I mean, just look how the roads are laid out, like a satanic star, right? And the biggest enemy these entities have are their own people. And so China, the 21st century was never going to be the century of the Chinese, and because the 20th century wasn't really the century of the United States. The United States was the military-industrial pulse of the unipolar transnational corporate state. See, it's not America being, hegemonic. It's not NATO being a bully. They're all part of it. Everyone's playing the role, right? And it's being played out because there's going to be they're talking about, global warming and climate change and it's, the crap that we put in the atmosphere, it's killing us, the cancer level is through the roof. And, but they do it in certain areas, every place where the oil refinery or the asphalt plant or the concrete plant, it's always in the poor neighborhood, they're not doing it on the golf course of the rich folks. They're not doing it on Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago, right? And they're both two birds of the same stone, right? So this is, my, the different scholastics I know who call me up, and they always want to prove me wrong. And I just, say, well, go, I send them all these YouTubes, so, hey, take a look at this. I don't have time to look at that. I send them stuff from, all over the place. And they just send me Scott Ritter, right? So Scott Ritter is, if you can't tell that boy is just a puppet. You can see the hand in the back of his head. Who did he work? He was a Marine. He worked for the military-industrial complex, since from the get-go. So anyway, so that's kind of it. Being at the school is not comfortable because, John is constantly, you can stay here forever. Please stay here. Please get out, right now. How much do I have to pay you? It's like, no, sorry. Because basically what I'm doing here is that I am doing everything I can to help John to make that step forward, right? And, it's tomorrow's the 1st of February, so 14 days, Valentine's Day. It's, the motif, right? So And we're going to see how John does, right? So, anyway, that's kind of the story. I've, you know, if John kicks me out, that's fine. I'll go someplace else, have a much better time than here. But I will have done everything I can, right? So we're going to see what happens. And so, anyway, that's the story. I just wanted to touch base with you. You might complain to YouTube to like, leave Al Bob alone. And the other is good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Al Bob. You agree out here to tell you a story. Told you a lot of stories last night on the long run, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens with YouTube. I have a sense that, this year the internet's going down. No more internet. Bye-bye. See you later. So I would suggest everyone stick my shows on thumb drives, on hard drives, on CD-ROMs, whatever, right? Hold it. Because every show has a shamanic taste to it that if you can go conscious intent I am, conscious intent I am, conscious intent I am, Om, and conscious awareness I am, conscious awareness I am, conscious awareness I am, Om. You can do those two things. It'll take you into state where you can see what I'm doing, right? You can see the things I'm talking about. They will be illuminated past just the show on the screen, right? Like right now. I've laid down a number of levels of shamanic energy, and all it is conscious intent and conscious awareness. Conscious intent to serve love's co-creation, the great maker, the burning bush, I don't like to call it God, right? Because you take it all the way back to Sumerian, and that can be translated into snake oil salesman, right? And the burning bush was not, a snake oil salesman. Burning bush was a work in progress. That's what he told Moses, He didn't say, I am who I am. That's Popeye's line, right? No, he just said, hey, I am a work in progress, and you are, meaning all our relations, all of us, are a reflection of him, it, her, whatever. It's like, to go after the LGBTQ community.
To go. What do you need?
That's the new crew that everyone's got a barbecue, right? And all, see, mental dynamic. That's why I'm a shamanic, psychosocial, cultural, forensic, cultural alchemist, right? To understand the human condition. It's not to pick up the DNR and say, oh, look, they belong in that box. Your body dysmorphic, you're blah, blah, blah. No, you're psycho, you're this, you're that. No. Everybody is on a spectrum, right? And we're all different, but still the same, because we're all on the same spectrum. So, if you can be consciously aware of what you are, what your 20 is, what your 360, you can really
is there any way I can get a receipt for it?
Know where you're coming from, right?
All right. Are you able to?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I get back later in the afternoon, I'll do another show, and I will try and stay away from the hockey puck. So you guys stay well, have a beautiful day, and remember, put something in that PayPal. I'm down to $16 in there, and it would be nice to have a little more of a cushion. Okay, so I'll talk to you later.